Hi, this is Jeanette Lee, the Black Widow, and we're going to talk about the grip. It's very important, and there's several main points that I want to cover. The first thing is your gripping hand, okay? So let's say you're right-handed, you're naturally right-handed, your right hand would be the gripping hand, and you want it in a neutral arm position. And what that means is, if I was to stand here very comfortably talking to you, whatever way my hand, or my wrist, let's say, would naturally fall. So as I get down, I don't want to see any curling of the wrist, because as I curl the wrist, it changes how the cue stick will strike the cue ball. So we want to keep that completely relaxed. I want to hold this cue stick tight enough, kind of like a bird, tight enough where it won't fly away, but loose enough so that you can still open the cue stick, open up your hand on the back of the swing. If you hold it too tight, the cue stick will actually follow the swing of your arm, and you need it to stay going back and forth, right? So again, as I'm stroking the cue stick, I want uniform tension all throughout the swing. So as you pull back, I don't want you to get tighter or looser, and as you go forward, no tension. All the way through the back swing, strike the ball and follow through the same amount of tension throughout the entire swing. The last thing is, people always wonder where they should grip the cue stick. And it changes depending on how tall you are, how short you are, but also how low you get down on the cue stick. If you think of this as a swing, and my elbow is the top of the swing, when my cue stick, my tip pulls back, and my tip strikes the cue ball, my hand should be perpendicular to the ground. So as you can see here, the way that I'm standing, it's not perpendicular. But I don't shoot like that. I shoot like this. And as you can see here, as I'm down shooting, now it is perpendicular. So you want to make sure that wherever you are, tall, short, whether you stand more upright than I or not, it doesn't matter. You want to backswing and at strike, meaning when your leather tip is right at the cue ball, you want to make sure in your final position that your hand is perpendicular to the ground. That way you have full opportunity for a full backswing if necessary, and a full follow through if necessary. And that's going to change depending on the speed of your stroke. If you want to hit a hard stroke, you're going to pull back a lot and you're going to follow through a lot. If you're going to putt, just hit really softly. You're going to take a slow backswing here, follow through to right there. So those are the three main points. Again, neutral wrist position, uniform tension, back and forth, and lastly, you want to make sure that when your tip is at strike position, that your wrist or your forearm, let's say, is perpendicular to the ground. That's it. Pretty easy. Lessons from the Black Widow.